All right, we're live. I always feel like I'm an announcer on like a UFC fight every time we do go live. I don't know how to start. I'm gonna have to come up with a better way to start my live presentations than to we're live here in Plymouth. So all right, so Kimberly Canducci, my good friend, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jay. Happy to be here.
Well, you look gorgeous as always, so it's always a pleasure to see you. And you have a big announcement to make, and I'm excited because I've known you for, gosh, it feels like my entire real estate career, darn near, anyways. And you made a huge decision and a very good decision, in my opinion, that we're going to talk about. And we're going to unpack all the reasons why and some of the myths that people may have, and some of the misconceptions that people may have. But you decided to join the agent-owned cloud-based company eXp Realty. And I'm excited to talk with you today about why you made that decision and how excited the future is for us to be able to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it was actually turned into a no-brainer. First of all, I left a really great company, and
Right.
I loved working there and all the people, and that was a really big decision to leave that. But you know, as you mentioned, I've known you since what 2002, something like that, and I just saw so many people moving over to EXP that I knew and really respected, and knew that they really were people that owned their markets. They had huge teams. They did hundreds of transactions a year, and so it made me, gave me pause to take a look at what was going on.
Right. So, and we'll definitely kind of unpack a little bit more of kind of some of the things that that you were considering, and I think you did a really good job of doing your due diligence too, right? So really unpacking it, and it's exciting when we see an opportunity that looks like something that's great, and then you see a lot of smart people doing it. It's it becomes easier and easier to make that move. But I think you really dug down deep and asked some of the harder questions and looked at some things that were, really things that you had some concerns around. So we'll talk about some of that, but here in a minute. So tell me this, how did we get to this point? I mean, you heard about EXP at some point, and tell us a little bit, I guess, about your journey in real estate.
Right. So since I got into real estate, first I left the high tech industry in like 2001, 2002, got into real estate full time after that. And right from the get go, we were actually involved with some really high level coaching groups from people from all over really North America, from Canada, the US, and sometimes international. And from that moment forward, it became obvious that the power of the mastermind was so crucial, and having access to people that are really forward thinking, have the best technology for marketing, and are always sharing and very generous, that really started to explode our real estate career. And so that brought me to where I am now. So, and that was a big part of the journey. Really, I'd say the most instrumental part was getting involved with coaching right away.
Right. And obviously that's where we met. We were both studying the game, as best we can, and putting ourselves in those rooms where, we're always trying to be around people that are doing things and growing their business. And I would hands down say that that's the number one thing that's made me successful as well. I think, like really as a principle of life, right? Like even with my kids today, show me your 5 closest friends, I'll tell you your future. It's not just something that, being in a mastermind is a big deal, but like when you really get around the right people that have the right values and that are givers and want to share, you can take and, you can adapt, adopt, and apply what's working for them in your business. And, and it's been, over the years, it's been really expensive. In fact, I joke, I'm going to show everybody because I think it's worth showing. I'm sure you could probably do the same thing. But this is my lanyard tree. I don't know how many are here, but there's a lot of lanyards of traveling and all the things I've done. And then this right here, if you can see, that is my, I can't see if I get it here. Oh, that's my room key tree, right? So that's my stack of room keys from traveling around the country, right? So I know that if you want to be successful, you've got to invest and be around people that are growing, and those people that are growing are always going to be trying to gather in those types of environments. And really EXP has kind of created its own kind of environment where it's like a super mastermind of some of the top agents in the world, all helping each other grow, which is, I can't tell you enough how much fun that is every day to be, working in an environment where you're, around those top agents that are helping you with, with the ways to grow your business and add more value to your clients. So great stuff. So, okay. So from there, kind of when did you first hear about EXP? What was, the buzz, when did the buzz start, I guess, if you will?
Well, actually, I learned about it last September. And another coaching group that I'm in, people were talking about it on Facebook, and they were explaining a little bit about it, how excited they were, and I was like, okay, so I just kind of like dismissed it a little bit, but then I started paying attention, and that's when I really started looking into it and seeing, well, what is this about, and does it make sense to consider this? And that's when, like you said, that digging and doing the due diligence really started to kick in.
Right.
But I still didn't do anything for a while because, again, I was really happy where I was. I loved the company I worked for, and I wasn't really planning on making a move. So
right.
It took me a while to really make a decision. To really the spring.
Right. Yeah. No. And I respect that. And for a lot of people, it is timing, and I think it takes a little bit of getting used to just thinking, being able to to either find the right environment to work in. You had a couple of objections. What were a couple of the things that you were concerned about as it relates to to moving your business to EXP?
Right. So I think the biggest one was that it could be perceived as lack of brand recognition because it's a quote unquote newer agency, whereas the company I worked for was a really big, well-known company. But what's happening already is I'm already seeing signs in my area. Because EXP is everywhere across the country. There's other EXP offices in other parts of Massachusetts. So they already got signs in my own marketplace. So that actually has not been an issue at all. When I say with EXP, people seem to know who I am, which is great. So the other thing that I had was, I'm used to going to an office. But to be honest with you, I shouldn't say I'm used to going to an office. I had an office available to me if I wanted it. But at the end of the day, I'm always never in that office. Very, very rarely. And when you're doing listings, you're meeting at people's houses. A buyer is easier to meet them out at a coffee shop or a house. So, I was a little concerned about not having an office, but that hasn't not been an issue. It's been a non-issue. So those are the two big things that I really had to think about. Was changing my brand, and then those types of things. But it's turned out to be actually a great thing. So,
right. Gotcha. Yeah. And there's no question, really, especially as fast as the company is growing, that that the brand presence is going to be is going to get bigger and bigger. And it's the thing that we talked about this too. It's really you're the brand, right? When it comes to the real estate company you're at, I think a lot of us, at least I did when I first got into real estate, I really leaned on Coldwell Banker because I didn't have the experience. I used all their, all the stuff that, Coldwell Banker does this, Coldwell Banker does that, Coldwell Banker does this, so, I use that as my crutch because I didn't know how to, to really brand myself. And I didn't really know, the agent was choosing me. I didn't know that the home buyer, home seller was choosing me, not the company. And so, over the years, I learned, obviously, and we've, helped people kind of create their own personal brand in their marketplace. But they're really buying into you as the agent. And, at the end of the day, it's you that delivers the value to the customer, not the company. And so, regardless of, that's why there's so many independent companies and other small companies and things like that survive, because there's not, it's not the actual brand, it's the agent, and the agents are what, really brings all the value to the company. So, for that standpoint, EXP is growing pretty fast, and they're going to become very well known to the consumer soon enough. I don't think that's a question, especially with all the top agents in the marketplaces, that such as you that are joining. You're going to have more signs all over town, and before long it'll be one of the most recognized brands. But at the end of the day, it's you are the brand, and and whether your sign has balloons on it or it has something else on it, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be you that has to be the one that builds a relationship with the client, right? So, cool.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I've had people call me just based on my reputation, just calling me because they read my reviews online, and it had nothing to do with who I worked for, which was right. the other bell that went off. It's like, they don't care about the company you work for. They care about who are you, the agent, because that's who they're hiring. So that's come across loud and clear too, which has been great, so that's.
So let me ask you this. So, what were the reasons, that you felt like, that you really tipped you over the edge when it came down to it? You can sell real estate anywhere, right? I think, you can put your license anywhere and sell real estate and be successful. But there was a couple things in this business model that had to have, really been what what really made, tipped you over as far as coming to EXP. So let's talk a little bit about what that was.
Yeah, so there were two primary reasons. Number one, somebody made a joke the other day that they didn't want to be 76 years old and drop dead while they were door knocking. And the thing about EXP is that you can be a retirement plan while you're working in real estate. And we know there's another big real estate company out there that does profit sharing, but EXP does revenue sharing, which means it's off the top, but it doesn't come out of your pocket or the agent that you're talking about helping to grow. It comes out of the company. And so you got that going on, but also more important, then you can use part of your commission to buy stock and at a 20% discount. So those two things alone were really, really instrumental because, as we know, in real estate, you're it. You are your own retirement program. It's all up to you what you do or you don't do, and time can just slip by, and all of a sudden, what have you built? Some people think they can sell their business, but really, at the end of the day, selling a book of business is very difficult. You usually have to stay on board as part of it. You can't just turn it over to somebody. Then you're depending on them to grow it the way that you ran it. So there's a lot of downsides to doing that. I think people are misconstrue the easiness or the usefulness of selling a book of business like that. So at the end of the day, you probably don't really have anything you can sell unless you've really been very diligent and built it from the ground up with the intention of selling it. And most agents just haven't done that.
Right.
So that was really key. But the other big thing too was really, quite frankly, the one word I'd use is access. Access to all the people that I've known over the years that have, like I said, yourself, the Brent Goes of the world, the Brett Jennings, the Pat Hybens, all these big names in real estate who have built huge successful businesses, and now we have one huge mastermind available that I have access to anytime I want, and that's just, you can't put a price tag on that. That's invaluable. Right. I think most people struggle because they don't have access to good information from people that are willing to share it and say, this is how I did it, so all you got to do is, it's like plug and play, and that's just incredible.
Right. No doubt about that. And for those of you who are interested in learning more about the business model EXP has, I posted a link here that you can go to for Kim, and you can learn more about the EXP opportunity. Really is what it is. It's a great opportunity for you and your business, and you'd be crazy not to look at it. So if you haven't seen it, that's what you should go probably watch and take a look at. So yeah, no doubt about that. And this is, the crazy thing about what I'm seeing is how much people are willing to give. Like, you may have top producers in your office, but they're not sharing typically their best ideas with you. I mean, you are their competition in a way, is how most, at least that's the feeling I always get in every real estate office. They're not really incentivized in any way to help you, because if they help you, it's, potentially not helping them. So, the alignment that I see, because EXP is an agent-owned company, and we all own stock in the company. And when the company does well, we all do well. The revenue share, where if you're closing deals and you're capping, then we all share in that revenue. That's a huge deal, right? So there's this incentive for all of these great names in real estate and very successful real estate agents and teams and mega agents to give all their best ideas and the things that have been working for them in their real estate businesses, and share those ideas, because it really is like one team, one dream. And I never really thought I would see that in a real estate. It's what I've always kind of wanted to see, I guess, help, everyone helping each other, putting all our fires together, making one big fire, and wanting to help everyone and being open and sharing all your ideas. That's kind of what we do, all these masterminds and stuff. But, to actually be in it now and see it happening, it really is, it's a culture that's really hard to beat. That's for sure.
It really is. It really is. And I didn't mention, of course, yourself too. You were probably the one that tipped me over in terms of really coming over, because I knew then that I had you as a contact to talk to, which was incredible. Because right. People don't know, you started NAEA, which is a National Association of Expert Advisors. You hired Jay Abraham to help you, put that together, which was an incredible investment. And coming from a direct marketing, background as I do as well as real estate, I recognize recognized what that was about, and that was just amazing to have access to that. So to me, now I have membership in the NAEA. I was part of it as well, and at that point, it's just it's like a no-brainer.
Right. So what as far as the you've been in the business for quite some time, and I think as we know, I think most of us anyways, we get to that point in the career where we hope we have some kind of asset value, or we've done something of value. We feel like it feels like we've like you said, you work till you drop dead. You drop dead door knocking. That's hysterical. But that's definitely not what anybody wakes up saying. That's what I want to build when I get into real estate. But oftentimes that is there isn't a plan, right? So what at this part of your career, I don't know how long you plan on selling real estate and serving your your wonderful customers, the lucky customers that get to work with you. But what is what as far as an exit strategy? I mean, how did that play into your decision to make this move?
Oh, a really big one. A really big one, because I didn't really have an exit strategy before. It was really just putting some money in a 401k and seeing what I can do with that. But this is a way to actually grow my real estate business and have passive income at the same time doing real estate. So it's not a separate thing where I have to make money and then cash flow it and then put it into an account. This is I'm actually buying stock at a discount. The stock has gone way up. And I know you can't count on stock. I know that, because that could change. Obviously no stock market is, guaranteed, but we're up to 10,000 agents now from just like 800 like 2 years ago. So, the growth has been phenomenal, and that's been reflected in the stock, I think.
Right. No doubt. And we're very small. I mean, when you think about the opportunity, I just don't know why anybody wouldn't be. I mean, why would you be anywhere else but EXP? I mean, sure, that's coming from me who's at EXP, but I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, I've been around a lot, and I just haven't seen anything that's more beneficial, where they're not trying to get into your pocket for every little nickel and dime that you have. They're really, truly making this, the most agent-centric company on the planet, and giving you the ability to really leverage, what they've done with technology, and really grow your business and be more profitable, and even create a bigger opportunity with the revenue share for those that, and it's funny, because I think you would probably be in this category too, and I don't consider myself a recruiter by any means. But, in fact, it was probably one of the least fun things that I ever did in my business. So it's not like I was like, oh, I want to go out and recruit agents. That's not at all. I think what this revenue share is about, it's really about, just telling the people that and the people in your community that, that sell real estate that haven't seen it, when you're excited and you got, some shares of stock, on your first transaction, and, you're earning, you're, especially when the stock's going up, maybe it'll be a different temperament when the stock's, moving the opposite direction, but it's been pretty positive for most people that have been, involved so far with the XP. But, what about the revenue share? What, when you looked at that as an opportunity, what did you get excited about, or what were your feelings about the opportunity to create some passive income, some really true passive income?
Well, that was really exciting. And the fact that it's revenue share versus profit share, I think that was really, really a big fundamental difference as well. That was really key. And like you said, you don't have to recruit people. All you got to do is tell people about it, and then it kind of recruits itself. And,
right.
And we've got so many tools in place to explain to people, there's videos, whatever, and how and what it has to offer. Then it's really fun to make sense, see if it makes sense for them. So it's not like you're going to be selling it. You just simply telling people, hey, this is what I do, and this is the opportunity, and here's how you could find out more. And then at that point, I think that people will just see the value. A lot of people will see the value, and then you got, and the other thing is, they're not going to be competitive to you. They're not competing with you, because you're going to be getting part of their revenue. It's no skin off their back, or their nose rather, right? It doesn't hurt them in any way. It's not coming out of their pocket. So right. It's win-win. And they get access to all the training and coaching that's available out there. And that's the other thing too. I think a lot of people may not be in coaching groups because it's so expensive. You showed all of your room keys and your lanyards. I just threw some of my lanyards out because they were hanging on a doorknob and I couldn't even open the door anymore. But after a while, right? I mean, right. If I add up what I spent on coaching, well over $100,000 over the year. Well over. And
when you count all of the expenses and travel and rooms and everything. I mean, and not just what you purchase while you're there, but yeah, it's well into the six figures no question.
Right. So part of EXP is that you get is access to basically free coaching. You know,
Right.
and the fact that it's cloud based, so that you log in, you have an avatar, and you can just have so many resources available to you. There's how many hours of classes every week you can just drop in on anytime you want.
There's something going on it seems like every hour there's something going on in one of the auditoriums and somebody's training on something. I mean, it's literally every hour of the day. So,
Right.
And it's unlimited, right? I mean, what does it cost for them to add a row of seating in a virtual environment? You know what I mean? So, they can make that, as big as it needs to be for us to be able to, be a part of and get that training at no additional cost. And some of the top agents in the world, there's been just a lot of people sharing. It's not just, corporate training that they're coming up with, which they have some really great training. But it's also some of the top agents that are sharing what's working and stuff like that too. So yeah, and it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Like hopefully you see that, you get that. I would think, as far as really, I would say at this point, if somebody's interested and wants to know more, and you want to know, understand how to move your business over, to this platform and see what that would look like, and have the opportunity for us to mentor you and really provide you everything that we can to help you be successful in real estate. And for you, Kim, I think you've gone from doing about how many deals to what was your business when you launched and went to growth mode.
Well, when I went into growth mode, now I've done over 20 deals this year.
Right.
It's been really great. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, as far as growing the business, if you're looking to take your business to the next level, or if your goal is just to become more profitable and you want to, compare the business model where you're at to EXP, you want to be positioned, as a part of the trend of where things are moving, and being a part of a cloud brokerage, and, have ownership and have the opportunity to be a part of something special. And have the ability to earn revenue share for just telling your friends to join. It's been pretty amazing. My son has 2 people in his revenue share group. He's flipping excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that that's going to be, people that stay with the company for a long time. So, he's pretty excited. You may not think a whole lot about it, but, an extra couple $1,000, $3,000 a month in revenue share could be the difference in you staying in real estate or not. It could be the difference in it makes a house payment. Some places it makes a house and a car payment. So that, it can be very meaningful. So, the business model, you owe it to check it out. You owe it to yourself, your family, to look at it. I would suggest watch, I'll put a link in the comments here as well, but there's a link, that's showing up on the screen here. Good luck if you can type that whole thing out. But we'll put a link in the comments here, and you can go check that out, watch the video. And I would reach out to Kim. I think if you want to learn more, she's done a lot of research on her own, and she's learned quite a bit. She made the jump, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer all your questions. And, by partnering with her, you're partnering with me, and she can get you on a phone call with me, and I'd happily answer any questions that you may have, and help you with making the good choice to join a fun company that's growing fast and that's adding a ton of value to agents and allowing us to do better for our clients, and having a lot of fun while doing it, which is always important to me.
And I'd just like to add, for anybody who doesn't know Jay or doesn't know who Jay is, just Google Jay Kinder real estate agent, and you'll see just how impressive Jay's career has been. And you were 30 under 30, right?
Yeah, well, the 30s waved bye-bye to me already. So, I was 30 under 30. Now the 30s have waved bye-bye to me. So I always joke that Curtis Johnson, I didn't remember this, but I told Curtis, who's with us, he's part of our group as well. Curtis, I called him on when he was in the 30 under 30, and I asked him how he did it and everything. And I told him I was going to be in it the next year. And I don't remember telling him that. I was dead set on it apparently. And I did, but I always joke that he was in the inaugural first edition of the 30 under 30, the very first one. He wasn't. He was actually in the second one. But those 30 under 30 days are long gone. But yeah, I've had a pretty successful real estate career. Helped a lot of agents really grow successful businesses, create really more of a lifestyle type business for your real estate career, and something that's more predictable. And we found that this is just the best place to be if you're going to be selling real estate. And we're really happy to be a part of EXP and add a ton of value to the people that join. And look forward to aligning with you and showing you how we can help you grow your business at EXP. So I'm happy to get on a call. Get in touch with Kimberly, and we'll have a conversation about how we can help you take your business to the next level.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Kim. We'll let everybody go. I really appreciate you taking the time out to share your story and let people know why you made this decision to join EXP. And I'm proud to be in business with you and be partnered up with you. And as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you and talk to you about your real estate business and keep growing and going.
Thanks, Jay. This has been great.
Have a great day.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.